Okay, everybody, hope you can hear me. Okay, everybody, hope you can hear me. And looks like we have a few folks in here right now. I'm going to turn this volume down first. And we'll piddle around a little bit till we get some more folks in. And if you guys have some Rolo Tiggs, what's going on, my friend? Thank you for joining our little chat, and you can always hit me with a question or two, and I'll answer for you. It's what I'm here for, right? Let's have some fun. Um, I'm gonna. I was hoping to get a little bit more time. Bread and butter. If you're in here, let me know. And all you guys that are in, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up button for me, and the like button. YouTube will reprompt the video, which means more of the UBS will get the notification that we're live. Okay, that helps out a lot. So hit that thumbs up button for me. I appreciate it. Um, DZ Too Fresh. Hello, I'm a new driver thinking about joining Melton, and you should. Um, um, a new driving in Cali. I've driven. I've done quite a few loads. In fact, the last load that I did OTR. Remember when my daughter got married a few weeks ago? I took those days off, and so what I did was because I'm regional, I asked for them to follow when I went back to give me an OTR load, so I wouldn't have to go home over the weekend, and it kind of balances out the week, right? Because I took all these days off, and they sent me to California, and you'll notice if you watch my videos, you know I talk trash about California, and and I do, but I will say this: 95% of what I'm saying is me just being, you know, crazy, but. Um, I-5 is a beautiful ride. I really like driving that road because it's just so scenic and pretty. And but uh, the gist of what I'm saying about you coming to Melton is that we do move freight that way, and that's exactly where they sent me right out of Texas straight to California, and then to get me back to California, I actually went up through Oregon and into Washington, and then back down again over across to Missouri, then into Oklahoma, and then eventually back to Texas because that's what I run. But you will get some work out of Cali. So in the description of my videos, you're going to see a little link, and you just click the link, and it's going to ask you. It says if you want to drive from Melton, click the link, and you click the link, and then they're going to have you to send them just contact information. A lot of times, what trucking companies have you do is put all your freaking information. You spend, an hour completing one of their applications before they'll reach out to you, and after you go through all that, I think they're kind of weeding people out. They look at your application to make sure that you're hireable. You know, and I get it. It wastes time if you're not for them to do that. But if you can actually talk to somebody, it will help you to make a good decision. It's going to give you some information, right? So I hope that you give them a shot. But with any company, if you that you go with, it doesn't matter if it's Melton or anybody. Write down a few questions that you may want to ask them before they get back with you. So, and you want this in your face, right in front of you, so that they can answer those questions. I want you to leave some space, okay? So let's say you get a sheet of notebook paper. Write your question down, leave like 5 lines, and then write your next question, leave like 5 lines, and write another question, leave like 5 lines, okay? That's why you want to do that, because what's going to happen is you're going to call, Melton's going to eventually call you back. Okay, and you want to write Melton on line one, and then write their response on that line. Okay, but then you're going to talk to someone else. Okay, and then that's going to be number two. Prime, right? Prime's name and then what their response to that question was, because you don't ever want to get it mixed up in your head. You try to remember who responded a specific way. Okay, so you don't want to mix stuff up. So go ahead on and write down everything that's important to you, and do it in an organized fashion so that you can be able to compare these companies when you get done. You want to make sure that you choose the right company for you. Okay, and if you want to do flatbed, Melton's is a really good company to do flatbed for. I've enjoyed it. I hadn't had any issues. Okay. Um, uh, I I've never heard anything bad about Maverick either. Um, they have nice equipment. They keep their stuff up. The facility is killer. They got a nice look. I haven't been inside. I drive past it and I go, damn, that's a nice ass facility. You know, so um, you know, it's like a pretty girl. They look really good on the outside. They may be a freaking bitch inside, in their heart. You never know. So I don't know how good the company is, but the people I talked to, some of them are very happy. Okay, and it was the same way with Milton. And to be quite honest with you, straight up honest with you, I reached out to both Melton and Maverick, and just so happened Maverick was not hiring in my area, so I went with Melton, right? And I've been happy. I'm very glad that I made that decision. I really am. It's been good. So hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. Um, let's see here, Mike. What's going on? How is the Texas regional going for you? Man, let me tell you something. It's Texas, brother. and I thoroughly enjoy Texas. Okay, um, and for the number one reason why is because my family is here, all of them. I have some family in well, they're retired and they commute between um, Michigan and Florida, and that is most of the time in Florida. But other than that, everybody that's I'm related to is here in Texas, and in fact in Houston. So uh, I like being home because I enjoy my family, and this time, man, I'm tell you, guys, I went to when I got back to Texas on Thursday, figured I dropped off in near Dallas, and I figured I would get another load close to Dallas, and then on Friday morning after I dropped off, and then head to Houston. And in fact, Friday morning after I dropped off, they gave me a load. Man, I had to go into Oklahoma, 200 miles into Oklahoma, pick up a load, and Madill is where I went. So Madill it's not 200 miles. It's like 80 miles, something like that, on the other side of the border. Okay, up 35, right? So um, I got back to Ennis, Texas, and had to park there and then drive back in yesterday morning. Most of the time I'm here on Fridays, and I could have made it, but I would have been probably in the Woodlands or something before I went out of time, DOT time, so I had to stop. But I had to get to my chore this weekend was to go to Santa Ana, Texas, and pick up a cow I had processed. I had one of my cows uh, processed, and it's been almost a month that it's been in the freezer over there because I hadn't had a chance to go pick it up. So I made that journey, okay, into Oklahoma. Turned around, came all the way back, woke up after 7 hours in a sleeper, and I'm going to talk to y'all about sleeper time too, sleeper birth time, okay? But anyway, I ended up having to stay 10 hours, do my 10-hour break, and then take off. So yesterday I drove a total 850 miles, and I was that was not good. But I picked up my cow and I got some steaks downstairs. As soon as we get through talking, I'm gonna go put them on a pit, and I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy them. I enjoy Texas every minute, every second, every hour, every day that I'm here. And as far as the money for regional, I'll say you're probably going to be lacking about $100 a week if you go from. That's what I, in my experience, okay, from regional from OTR. So you're gonna lose about $400 to $500 a month. I'm just I'm estimating about what I'm leaving on the table. However, it's worth it to me because I want the time at home. So trust me, if you don't mind that, you're gonna do just fine if you come over here and do regional. Okay, it's pretty good. I thoroughly enjoy it, bro. Let's see here. Um, let me see. Let me see where are we? Paul. Thanks for doing this. He always got some great info. Paul, I really appreciate it, man. And if you have any questions you think I can address, man, throw it out there. Let me see if I can do it. Besides, I tell y'all something else too. If you have a question for me, if I don't know the answer, respect the fact that I'm going to tell you I don't know the answer. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to find it for you. But I won't answer a question. I don't have the truth for you, and so I may be slow getting back to you, but I will. In fact, today we're going to answer a few questions. I got my deal open on some of the questions that you guys have asked me, and some of them I have to investigate so I can get the right answer for you. You know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. Um, Curtis, what's up? Been with Melton for 4 months, and looking. Wait a minute. Curtis says, been looking, been with Melton for 4 months and looking for the door. Man, elaborate a little bit on that for me, Curtis. I would really like to know, what a different side of it. Maybe the fact is not all shoes fit. That's for sure. You guys know I was with Swift, and the people talk real crazy about Swift, but I had a damn good time. You guys helped me have a good time over there too. So everybody's experience is not going to be the same as mine, but I really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying here at Melton also, but you know, there's a lot of people who had a really really bad time at Swift. And uh, if Curtis is looking for the door, man, he may not be having a good time either. I really would like to know what's going on with that. Curtis, you don't even have to put your business on here. You can always hit me up in an email at 50 plus trucker talk at gmail.com. So the number's 50, then spell out the letter plus 50 plus trucker talk at gmail.com. And let's chat it up, brother. I would love to know. Rose Bell, that's an excellent idea. Yeah, I try to have some good ones. I try. The Beast and Beauty, does your company hire with no experience? Yes, they absolutely do. All you need is your CDL. And again, you guys know, of course, not about on this one yet because I hadn't. Once it's over, then I'll update the description at the bottom. But in any of my other videos, you'll see down there's a little link that you click that link, and that link will have you. It's going to ask you to put your contact information in. Put your contact information in there. Somebody hits you up from Melton, and then they ask you ask them the questions. Earlier, I told you guys what I want you to do, and it don't matter which company it is. I'm repeating myself, but I want to make sure you guys get this down, man. This is a wicked channel, and I want to try to help you guys make the right decisions whenever you do these things. You may not go maybe whatever company you go with. Write questions down that you want answers to. Leave some space in between each one, notebook paper, okay? And then for each company, you write their responses to the answers to those questions that are important to you when you're going to get home. How fast do you climb up the ladder on pay grade? How often do they maintenance their equipment? How old are the equipment? How frequent will you get through a terminal, one of their terminals? These things are important. Going to a terminal is important, okay? And the reason why it is because there, there's going to be little bitty tricky things that goes on with the trucks. With lights don't work, fuse blow, bunk heater work, not high as you think it should be, or suspect tire on the tractor. Little things like that that you don't really want to address right away because it may not be that big of a deal. But if you're going through a terminal every once in a while, you can go through there and let them knock all that quick stuff out without it costing you time and dollars. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that questions you may want to ask, but make sure you ask them questions. A lot of companies will have you to fill out this big, huge applications before they contact you. I understand why they're trying to they got time to call everybody that called them, but it's a way that they can, exclude you with no response, and that way you don't get any information. But with this one, Melton, they're gonna contact you first, and then they'll send you a link to the application process. Okay, so but keep that with all of your companies that you contact. Okay, hopefully that'll help you out. The Beast and the Beauty. There's a woman and husband and wife team, and they're the Beauty and the Beast. And I don't watch a whole lot of truckers on YouTube anymore, but I used to watch them a lot. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, Trucking with the $1 million Mike man, $1 million man, million mile man. Listen, the $1 million man is with Prime, and I tell y'all about Prime a lot, and the reason why I push Prime and I push Swift a lot because I know that you can be successful in those two companies. Okay, Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Uh, yeah, I know him personally, and I know that the things that Lyle says is is real. Okay, because I know him as a person of integrity, and things he said about Prime is on target. Okay, $1 million man. And in fact, when I upload this video is done, I upload it. I'm gonna put a description, a link to the $1 million man's his YouTube page, and the way you can go over there and watch him as well. Good dudes, got some good information. Again, you know, you can almost tell when somebody is on YouTube that's straight up, because a whole lot of them don't have you know 40, 50,000 subscribers, because a lot of people don't like to listen to truth. They just want to listen to hype and bullshit, and you don't get that with like myself or the $1 million man or a Million Mile Man. I'm sorry, $1 million too. I bet he probably fat and pocket, but him and Lyle, these people do real good, man. They gonna talk straight to you. So I'm gonna put a link to his page. I'm glad he chimed in, and what's up to you too, brother? I hope everything's going well for you over there, and I know it is. He's been with Prime for a while, so you got some good information. Joe the Trucker Man, I haven't seen you live. I know, man. I know. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. I've been training with Schneider for about 8 months. It's been keeping busy. Schneider is big, man. They got a lot of freight. I wonder if are you doing intermodal with them? They got a lot of intermodal stuff too, but you're not gonna go bad with Schneider, man. I know they are with their safety and stuff. I mean, all these companies big on safety. Every one of them big on safety, but Schneider, man, I don't think you can fart stinky in their truck, because they be the call comes, they and send a message to the safety, and safety call you, hey man, what you been eating? Pull over. Other than that, you're gonna do pretty good at Schneider, man. I ain't never heard nothing bad about them. Al, good afternoon. Best wishes you were on the planet. Yes, sir, man. Glad you chimed in. John Harris, OTR. OTR is if I know y'all know what OTR is, but that is the opposite of what I do. I'm regional. OTR is over the road, and been there, done that, got t-shirt. I needed to come home this weekend because I need to go pick up my cow. But if I didn't want to come home, I could have took OTR load. Man, look here, I just had my full of driving in the snow. I really don't feel like doing it right now. I might later on, but no. Um, Curtis Stevens, truck has been in the shop 5 times, and miles have been lacking. Yeah. In my orientation with Melton, that was a guy who, um, he no, it wasn't orientation. It was right after I was done with orientation. I was out for like a week, but I went through the Tulsa terminal, and that was a guy. I actually at Tulsa we got a couple of vans, and the other drivers they'll drive, take the van and drop another driver off at the airport, which is only about 5 minutes away from the terminal. But anyway, I'm rambling with that shit. But the driver was in a van. I was taking him to the airport. He told me that him and his student had broken down a bunch of times in a truck, and and that he was broke down for a while, and then they flew him and his student home from wherever the truck was broke down. And then when the truck was supposedly ready, they flew the mentor to the truck, and then the mentor got the truck, drove to pick the student up in whatever state he was in, picked the student up, and either on his way to pick up the student or right after he picked up the student, truck broke down again. I think it was after because him and the student was in a truck was in there with me when I took them both to the airport again because their truck had broke down again. And the guy was telling me that it was just happening over and over and over and over and over and over. And you know, I have yet to figure out how the system works with broke down trucks. I know you guys know if you know me know been watching me for a while. In one of my previous careers, I was in the automotive industry in the repair industry for quite a while, and you know I was fixed operation managers for dealerships and then regional fixed ops for Lexus and Infinity, and the auto repairs are a completely different world than trucks. The auto world, man, 9 times out of 10 your shit gonna get fixed. In truck world, 9 times out of 10 your shit ain't gonna get fixed, and it costs you twice as much. It's horrible because it only costs you twice as much in repairs, but it also costs you twice as much in the money that you can make because that's your, it's like if your car break down, no big deal, right? But if your job broke down, your car worked, but your job broke down, uh, you be looking at a different situation. When truck break down, your job broke down. You ain't making no money, and they're gonna give you this little bit of money. It's kind of it does not work. So when your truck break down in this industry, man, it's horrible for you. It can absolutely sink you. And so I understand what he's talking about there, and it's time right now for flatbed to start nosing down, and it stay nose down until late January or February. It's gonna it has some issues. I do tell you that Melton, even through all of this pandemic stuff, I haven't noticed any slowdown, and I wonder if you know if your Curtis, if you're I don't know if you can do regional. I don't know if you live in the area, but maybe that might work for you. That you could come to regional because I hadn't liked any. My miles hadn't gone down. Maybe that might help you out. Or if you just you know I don't know what your whole story is, and I know that you don't want to get into it here, and I don't blame you, but breaking down as a punk. My son broke down right now, and he called me. We talked, and and it's actually end up being the leveling valve for the ride height, and it was the truck wasn't shifting right, and it turned out to be for that to be the case. So it's like $350. Problem is he got oversized load. You know, he pulls heavy, so he got oversized load on his truck, and so whenever the load did this, the leveling system wouldn't let it level out, and since it was like this, the drive shaft was in a bind, and every time he used a selector to go to the high gears, the truck would act really crazy, and the selector on the trucks is air, and the selector the level sensor is air, so that was an air problem, and so the fact that the leveling sensor was causing the truck to not level out, it was constantly creating an air pressure issue, which was constantly causing the selector to not move into the higher gears fast enough. So you see, you were thinking, how has a ride height got to do anything with uh, the transmission? And if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to think, you go to these shops, man, and they charge you a bunch of money for something stupid. You know, your transmission need to be overhauled. The overhauled transmission still doing it. So, you know, I understand. And we say that I see what he say. John Harris, he say T680 is hit and miss, man. You know, I tend to agree, but I'm gonna add to that and say they all like that, man. They all like that. You know, and it is an industry thing that they just these trucking repair centers, the dealerships, man, they absolutely suck ass. They're in ancient history. I mean, they're still in the 19th century, hell, even the 18th century, I think. You know, I think they trying to put horseshoes on the goddamn tractor. They don't know the shit they doing. Um, uh, Joe the trucker. Hey man, what's going on, Joe the trucker? Hope everything's going well with you, brother. Uh, he said, Curry, this is that's trucking, brother. Sometimes you're the bug. That's it. Hit the windshield. You are right, man. Good times and bad times. It comes in waves. That's it. That would be the same with any company. Joe the trucker, brother. He hit the nail on the head right there. That is a fact. That is a fact. But if you actually think about it, everybody think about this for a minute. All industries are that way. All industries are that way. My wife and my daughter are both nurses, and during a pandemic when people are getting sick and hospitals is supposedly at maximum capacity and all that kind of stuff. They was having my wife take, she had to take, to put her on call. And they work 36 hours. They work 312s. Okay? So, she worked 2 days a week. And all the news is talking about that it's so goddamn busy because the hospital in Florida, they got, people out in the parking lot in tents and shit because if that's the case, then how come she going on call? Ain't worried. And she ain't even in that unit. you know, there's sometimes even before then, and this is a major hospital, by the way. It's not, we live in Houston. This is a major hospital. It's not, this memorial system. This is not, some little bitty town hospital. But even before then, she would come home exhausted sometimes, and sometimes she'd say, I don't know, I might not even be able to work tonight because they might call me, up and down. This hospital, up and down, up and down, up and down. Only thing gonna be consistent is the funeral home. Folk gonna be dead. I don't give a shit what the economy is like. So if you want a steady industry, go over there and dig graves and shit. I don't know. But I will tell you this that Joe the trucker is on it with that because he's 100% correct. Uh, and then John Harris, hey brother, he says uh, Melton good for you. Just gotta run your face. You gotta run your face off. And yeah, you do. You do have to move. Feel like peeling your face and steering wheel. Yeah. Uh, but I made a heavy bag. It was melting. Yeah, yeah. I was just young, dumb, and blew it. Yeah, we all did that too, man. Make a bunch of money and then spend it. Well, I say we all, not everybody's had that kind of, the ability to make that kind of money and then blow it. But I have. Now, a penny pincher. I say that, right? And I'm playing with this drone. See, I bought this drone. Uh, I bought that when I was a mentor so that I could send the drone up and then let my students back into the parking spot. And then once they backed in, you take the iPad and go inside and let them see how they maneuvered the truck and got it into the hole, and they could see where they were making their mistakes. Because when you driving it, you can't. If you could actually, in your mind, you know what you were thinking when you made the mistake, but you don't know what it looked like. But if I recorded it with that drone, then you can see it. So I bought it. That drone's $700, and you know, my situation different right now. Okay, with money than it was when I actually made a bunch of money and blew it. My situation different now. I sit on that cash, so when I have it, I do have it to spend. But I understand what you're saying. Uh, Joe the trucker said you gotta love the Packard engines. You know, Packard is, in case y'all don't know, Packard owns both Kenworth and Peterbilt. Okay, and in both Kenworth and Peterbilt, you can get the Packard engine, or you can get Cummins. Not Cummins. God damn it. Holy shit. I just, the red engines. Golly, I done drew a blank. It's a Cummins. I'm brain farting because I'm thinking about those steaks. But anyways, the Packard engines used to be really garbage, and they're a lot better now. They are. They're a lot better now, from what I hear. Because when it was garbage, I wasn't in the industry. But the real reason why um, um, guys don't like the Packard engines really is because they don't make that deep throaty, gurgly, lumpy sound that comes out of Cummins, and Caterpillar. I did mean Cummins when I said red Cummins. The yellow ones is Caterpillar, but and Caterpillars don't make engines for trucks no more. I mean, not new trucks. But Cummins is right. It's right. I'm brain farting because I need to get that beef. I'm ready to go get that steak. So, anyways, guys talk trash them, and they got a bad name for that. And I haven't seen a Packard in a truck, and they may make it. Not saying they don't. That's bigger than 500 horsepower. Most of them are less than that, like 450, 400. So they're dogs, and that's another reason why people, kind of. But they're dogs because they're company trucks, and those company trucks don't have big engines in them for fuel consumption purposes. Uh, DJ Throw 2. I love local, going home every day, man. I can't say that I blame you. Todd, my company still does essential loads. So I get to run my clock like I'm running livestock. Mad miles, I bet you. I bet you. Uh, Joe the trucker getting 2,600 miles on a dedicated account, and that's that. I like that. I was doing really good when I was at Swift because I was on a dedicated account, and I was doing Costco back and forth 500 miles a day. And I had a student. We was doing we were doing almost a thousand miles a day, killing it, killing it. We was having a good time too, you know. We didn't- not it, it was doing 1,000 miles. They was, damn man, you doing 7,000 miles a week? No, we do 7,000 miles a week because I had a student in the truck with me, man. We got to have a day or two in a week where my student could sleep without the truck moving. So yeah, it was a couple times but it was doing. Bottom line is you can do pretty damn good if you get on a dedicated route that's going to be consistent and give you some good miles. Don't shy away at the dedicated stuff. Uh, I do want to dedicated way. Hold on, I'm gonna try to catch up, guys, with the emails. Curtis emailing me. Thank you, brother. I will. You're gonna find out. I fit to get back with you pretty damn quick, bro. I don't play. I try to get. John Sinclair, what's going on, brother? Thanks for chiming in. Are you training at Melton? Deezy, Deezy, want to know if I'm training at Melton? And no, I'm not. And I've thought about it, and um, the main thing that would prevent me from going to first off, they want you to have a year with them first, and I won't have my year until in the next month. Uh, but I believe that they would make some exceptions for me. I mean, I got a clean driving record with them, and I'm on time. I don't have any issues. Uh, I'm about 30% of where I need to be when it comes down to the tarping. Okay, if I use the company's tarps, I'm gonna do okay, but I don't think it's something that I should be teaching somebody just yet. Okay, but if I was tarping and I'm using my personal tarps, shit, you look like somebody poured that something on there. And the reason why is because my tarps are made out of different material. It's a little bit lighter material than the company tarps are. And then the company tarps like, something is heavy, man, and the thick ass material, don't want to lay down real perfect, and it takes some experience getting them to get it right, like that. And I mean, I could teach my student a whole lot of stuff, man. I could teach them how to perform the job, but it's the tarping is something that I know that I couldn't teach them that well, So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Jose Claire Packard or Cummins X15. Yep, yep. Uh, Cummins is they've been around for a freaking long time, man. If you driving for real, I mean you pulling some heavy stuff, you definitely want to do Packard. Uh, C40, can you learn flatbed? I did, man. I came from drive-in refrigerated, and I went to Melton sent me through their little week-long class. Through the orientation, and they teach you securement, and then everything else, man. Just like drive-in, you learn as you get the experience. Every time um, I get to a shipper and I see someone that's getting the same type of load I'm getting, and I kind of watch them to see how they do things. If they're doing something uh, I'm not familiar with, I'm like, that's interesting. I'll go over there and ask them. You know, I'll say, man, I've never seen anything done like that before. That is a very interesting way of doing it. And they go, well, come on over here, let me show you. And then I learned something, you know, and they may show you some things that you never would have, thought to do to make that load ride better, or make your your securement right. You may be doing it wrong. I didn't know that the way I was putting the strap in was illegal. That they could give you a ticket for unsecured, for folding the strap, putting it in there, and then binding the strap against itself. What I just said, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but the fact is, another driver saw it and he showed me another way, which is kind of the same way I was doing it before I learned how to do it that second way. And but he showed me that to make it almost as quick. He showed me a different one. Okay, and that's kind of stuff I'm still picking that stuff up, and you will too. Okay, you will too. You come out here and start running. Eventually, you'll find out once you get off your mentor's truck, that you have to figure out a way, and just start paying attention to other people. But you can learn it. It's flatbed is not hard, man. It is nothing like people want to say it is. It's flatbed is not hard. I hadn't seen Bread and Butter. I don't know if he's still in here, but Bread and Butter had asked me a question. He says he's going to Swift in a few weeks, and he says he went to another CDL school outside. So basically, he was saying he got a CDL already, and so he didn't have to go to Swift school. And he says I'll be trying. He's going to try to get his tuition reimbursement. I don't know how Swift's doing that right now. I know that Melton gives you $10,000 tuition reimbursement. Uh, which job would you recommend if I got to make the most money? Uh, you already got your CDL. I probably would. I probably would go with a different company. And I say that because you're new. You have a new CDL, so you don't make any, you don't have any experience, so you're not gonna get to take advantage of higher base pay. Okay, so you might want to look around, just check around, see if who's all hiring in your area and who's hiring new drivers, no experience in your area. See if you got some other options. I'm not saying that Swift is a bad option, because I always say it's a damn good place to go. But when I say that, I'm talking to people who don't already have that golden ticket in their hand. That CDL you got, that's a golden ticket. Bread and butter. I want you to bread and butter your stuff. Hear me? Uh, I probably would, if I already have my CDL, I would really look around. Okay, um, but if you want to, it depends on what you want. You talking about money. If you make money, your number one priority when you're choosing which route you're going to take, you're going to find you will not be successful. People who chase them dollars rarely get them. You just talking to somebody who been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Okay, I'm not going to benefit at all telling you something that isn't true. Okay, so I would rather just not lie to you. If I'm not going to benefit from lying to you, then I'm just going to tell you the truth. Okay, and the truth is, don't chase a dollar. Don't chase a dollar. Okay, whatever your goal is, chase your goal. Get those goals accomplished. Get where you want to be. The money will meet you there. Okay, trust what I'm telling you. So if it's not dry van, it's not refrigerated, then skip any of the companies. Go to flatbed. If it's flatbed what you want, don't go to a company that's their bread and butter is refrigerated or dry van. You know, if you want to do tanker, if that's what you want, then you're not going to do. It's not going to do you any good to come drive with Melton. It's not going to do you any good to drive a Swift, because they don't have tanker. You follow what I'm saying? So you want to eventually be an owner operator. Then you find a company that and you want to do tanker and you'll do owner operator. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know how that's going to work out, but uh, but you need to find a company that is going to help you to learn the industry on that side of it, on the operator side of it, which means you're going to have to be a lease operator first, and at least in a truck and that kind of thing. So you kind of learn the surface of owner operator, okay? And then that company's going to have tanker like Prime. So again, I'm not talking you out of going to Swift. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Uh, I just know damn well if I already have my CDL, I'm looking at all my options. Okay. Curtis Stevens. Once you get comfortable with securing tarping and using those spreads, flatbeds, to breeze, boy, I'm gonna tell you something. Woo! Listen, put me in that dry van or that reefer, pulling that reefer. Shit, I bagged that trailer on top of two toothpicks. Shit, them spreads. Shit, every time I get set up, I'm like this. I don't know what's gonna happen. Boy, let me tell you something. Those spreads on that flatbed, look, they're gonna behave different in just about every scenario. Okay, if the pavement is dry, they're gonna behave differently. If the pavement is wet, it's going to be, of course, behave different. If it's got gravel, it's going to behave different. If you heavy, it's going to behave different, and it's going to behave different if you heavy on all them different surfaces. Same thing when it's light. You know, the same thing if the load is front heavy or back heavy. Man, them spreads are just crazy. They're crazy. You can't with a dry van. I can jackknife that trailer. I can get right where I want to be, turn hard, jackknife that trailer, and get that dry van in that dock. Jackknife them spreads. You gonna be calling road service. That's for sure. You're gonna need two. You're gonna need four tires and an axle, and a new trailer and new job. Trust me. Yeah, it takes some getting used to, man. But once you get used to it, man, look. If I don't have, if it's not upwards of 47,500 they put on that trailer, I'm not even sweating it because I know I'm not gonna be overweight. That's the big plus with spreads. Shit. Every time I went to go pick up a load at Costco, I'm going, oh my gosh, I hope this bitch ain't over. And it was always 79,000, 800 or something every time. And you hope you ain't going to California. It can get tough, but them spreads, ooh man, them jokers, you might be over 20,000 on an axle or something like that. That you may have to get some switch around, but chances are you're not gonna have no problem. But you gotta learn it. Uh, uh, so let me see if anybody else here. Let me know. Here in Oklahoma, speed limit went up to 75. Do you think the companies need to revisit the governing? No, man. No, I don't. I don't. Because I really don't have a problem. I don't. I don't have a problem driving 65. Do I wish sometimes that I could drive 75? Drive the speed limit because it's just open, or and you know, why am I driving 65? Everybody's blowing past me, and it's There's no obstruction. I got, 150 miles worth of straight highway in front of me, and I got the puddle at 65 miles an hour. Uh, what I don't want is the other guy passing me up doing 75. I don't want it because, I don't know that so much ain't gonna wreck me out. You know what I mean? Uh, if he can do it, if he can handle it, I don't think he should be governed. I think he should be able to drive 90 if the law allows, if he can handle it, But the problem is those that can't think they can. And companies won't take that gamble. And I just don't blame them. I truly don't blame them. You know, Especially companies with a large fleet, because that large fleet is going to have quite a few young drivers, and you don't want to ungovern a young driver's truck, because they get overly confident, you know, and you can get complacent real quick because it's just driving, and um, you know, let's say and I hope Melton ain't watching this, but I got a truck the other day, and I was doing load check, tire check, and I noticed that I had lost a bungee. And I knew which one it was because I shouldn't have used it in the first place because had kind of rotted a little bit, not a little bit, it had rotted a lot, and um, but I threw it on there because it was in my hand, right? But when I went through my load check, tire check, it was gone, so I knew what had happened. So I went and got a new band, another bungee, put the bungee on there, drug it to the front, and clicked it. And when I clicked it, I on the rub rail, um, I inadvertently removed another one, and it came back and it went across me. Actually went across my face, right? And I was like, wow, that bungee, the second one that I knocked off whenever I was pulling, it didn't have a whole lot of tension on it, but it came. That's why it came loose. It didn't have a lot of tension on it, but it kind of did this and come across like that. I ain't had no safety glasses on, so I felt it do this. I was like, holy cow! I'm playing with these bungees and I didn't even have my safety glasses on. This was a load check, tire check. Okay, so um, complacency. The same thing happened, man. You only got 20 more minutes before you hit your parking spot. You still new. Even if you're not still new, you still can be complacent, right? So I won't even say new. But for the purposes of your question, a lot of these companies have new drivers, young drivers, young in trucking basically, and if they wasn't governed, they're only 10 miles away. They got a PP. They may take a turn a little bit too fast, you know. When you might have been still upright at 65, you would not be at 75. They are not going to change it, and you know, don't necessarily say that down. The companies that you see passing you up 65, 70, I mean, but you drive 65, they driving 75, 80, something like that, and they're actually a company truck. A lot of these companies, they don't hire drivers with less than 2 years experience or 3 years experience. So could be a reason why you see a lot of those trucks come flying by, but they not gonna change that, man. Um, that's just a fact. Red Star, how's it going, my friend? I hope everything's going well with you. What's more proper, the fuel economy or getting to the receiver of the fuel economy? Fuel, fuel all day because um, I'm going to book the load with enough time for the driver to get from the shipper to the consignee if the driver only drove 50 miles an hour. And I'm going to leave some cushion in there so we can make sure that's the way loads are planned. Okay. And if you can do it with time to spare driving 50 miles an hour, you definitely should be able to do it driving 65. Okay. And if you can do it at 55, you're going to get there early and you're going to save fuel. And the average truck is going to get between 7.5 and maybe if you're doing it, if you just downhill a lot, you might be able to get 9 miles per gallon. You think fuel ain't a big deal, man? Go fuel one of these trucks up out your pocket. I fill up every day, and it's $300 every day. I'm glad I'm not paying that fuel bill, but the low is going to be there on time. You know, it can cost you. You know, let's just say $200 in fuel, or it can cost you $225 in fuel. You know, what you don't want is for it to cost you $175,000 for a truck, $1 million in liability insurance for the trailer, another $1 million in liability insurance for the family that you rolled over, or the city property that you tore up when you rolled it over trying to get there on time. You know, so it's really not those two theories of which is better, getting it there on time uh, or saving the fuel. You can get it there on time and save the fuel. So keep that one in mind. A dedicated HEB, man. Uh, HEB, dude. Hubert E. Butt. That's a grocery store in Tejas, and they're from Central Texas. They're from starting like Waco, right? When I was in college, that's the first time I ever seen a HEB in Waco when I was in college, and then they grew up from there. They big, man, and they have nice business. I like HEB grocery stores. Bob Griffiths, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you as well. If I could, I can see your emoji there. um, I'm starting with Swift Academy next week. Swift only offers CDL holders with automatic restrictions. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. And y'all know, I used to get mad, man. I was why come these companies put these damn restrictions on your license? It's those damn. I don't. My issue was I don't like people. I don't want to be constrained. I don't want to have to be told that I have to do something that way. What if I wanted to do it a different way? It's still the same purpose, but you gonna tell me that I can't do it just because? Now I'm angry and I want to do it the other way just because you say I can't, and that's the way I was with this automatic restrictions. I might want to drive 18 speed, so why are you restricting me? Well, I only have automatics. The fact is, there's very few uh, carriers are moving with manual transmissions now. So automatic transmissions are for a company's sake. They are safer and moving drivers in and out of them quickly and easily is best when you have an automatic. Excuse me. Yes, most drivers can drive them. They drive their own car. You know, so that's one of the big reasons. Yeah, excuse me. I'm still getting caught up from 850 miles of driving yesterday, but um, don't be discouraged about that because you can always later on get the go retest and test out again in the manual. But you probably won't do that until you get your own truck. And mind you, if you were, let's say you just now getting your CDL, you won't be looking for your own truck, hopefully less than, you know, 3, 4, 5 years before you go get your own truck. Hopefully that you don't listen to these other YouTubers who tell you to go get your own truck and start your own business, a trucking company, get your own authority after you've been driving a truck for 6 months. Come on, man. So if you wait in 4 years, even 4 years from now, 3 years from now, the chances of you finding a manual transmission truck with less than shit 7, 8, 900,000 miles on it is going to be slim. So even when you got done working for a company and you ready to get your own, chances are your first truck that you purchase yourself won't be a manual transmission truck. So even then, that manual restriction on your license is not going to hurt you. You know, not until you want to do some specialized stuff. You know, I want to do heavy. I'm going to do heavy, and my license has no restrictions. It needs to not have restrictions because I'm going to have 18 speed, and you know I got to get do that because it's the weight I'm gonna be pulling. You know, there are 18 speed automated, by the way. So don't be discouraged that you're going to have the restriction. It's not going to prevent you from getting a job. And at the end of the day, getting a job so that you can go make that money is ultimately the goal. Let me see. See what we got here. Anything new, guys? Matt, have you had any issues with the automatic accident detection? Uh, they're still working some quirks out of them. You know, um, when I started in um, my mentor has a 2017 Kenworth, and when I was training with him, if you had the cruise on, every time you drove under an underpass, not every time, but there's situations can be just right. And when you drive under a overpass, the truck sees that shadow and think it's another car. It slam on the brakes, and it's just a bridge. It's just a shadow. You know, that sucks. You know, lane departures. You know, it when you go through an area where the construction was done and they removed the paint off the road and changed your lane. Excuse me, guys, um, and gals. Um, anyways, the lane departure just because it thinks that you're driving out of the lane, but you're not. Um, there are some quirks need to be worked out. So I'm not concerned that they fixing to go automated trucks where no drivers in it. Man, please, they so my grandkids make they probably won't even see that shit. You know, because it does have some quirks need to be raised out, worked out. I will tell you, I have. I'm driving a 2021 T680, and I use cruise all the time, and that issue has not happened. So either they fixed it or I'm lucky, and I think they fixed it. Bob Griffiths, does that mean you are safety bonus? Maybe he's talking. I missed it. Does that mean you with your safety bonuses? Um, oh, okay, okay. Anyways, DJ Throde, he says my company doesn't hire with no less than 3 years experience. They govern at 70. See, that's like what I'm saying. If there are some companies like his, You know, their trucks either are governed at higher speed or not governed at all, but you can't go. Most of us can't get that job, and I bet you, uh, uh, DJ Throde O2. I guarantee you, he's doing at least either he's getting percentage of the line haul for pay, or he's definitely north of the 51 cents a mile I'm getting. I guarantee that. I guarantee that. You know, and so it kind of goes back to what I was saying about bread and butter. If you guys, man, if you don't go through a mega carrier to get your CDL, which is, I'm telling you, if you don't have the means to get that done, do it. Go through it. Go, because we need to get that. That golden ticket in your hands, what you want. And if you want to make a carrier to get it, do it. Do it. That's what I did. And I recommend it if that's your option. Okay? That's what you need to do, do it. But if you can go through a private school and get your community college or wherever and get your CDL, you better look at your options, man. You might be able to go make some more money. Trust that. Trust that. Red Star said the it's international still does that. Man, it's funny. I'm telling you why it's funny. Because one day I was driving up the road, and I was passing a international, okay, and I was wondering why he I was in the right lane. I'm passing him on the right, okay, and the guy, I could see him out. It was perfect time. I'm passing him right, and I'm looking. I'm like, why this guy let me pass him on the right? And it was an overpass, and the guy was driving like this. I could see it. I could see some worry on his face. And he was kind of sitting up, and then the truck did this. He started banging on the steering wheel, and I was crying. I knew what happened. The guy was waiting. He knew that goddamn truck was going to slam on the brakes when he went under the underpass. And I've heard that a lot on the international, but them kid works used to do it, man. Mine has not. Mine is not. But that, I was crying. That was so freaking funny. It wasn't funny to him, I know, and it ain't funny to Red Star Truck either. I know, but boy, and the thing about it, you can just be driving along, and it don't even have to be a bridge underpass. It could be paper. The truck in front of you run over, a grocery bag, a plastic grocery bag that's floating in the air or something like this. It go across that center in the front, and you can be just driving down a perfect road, no problem, bam, and it just slams on the brakes. And your instinct is to hit the brakes, and if you hit the brakes, you're going to cancel the deal, but you can also cancel. You just slam on the brakes, on the accelerator, and counter that brake. And that's what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, you just, then you get a hard brake. Then the little light starts flashing. Then the call comes. They call safety. For what? Look at the video. You want me to call you because I'm supposed to do something to avoid hitting a freaking trash bag flying through the freaking air because these trucking companies cannot build these goddamn things worth of shit. I'm telling you, you're gonna come up with some issues, man. It's just a part of it. It happens. Matt, hey brother, appreciate you. And if you got any questions for me, let me know. I'm gonna be on here for a few more minutes. I gotta go get my pit hot and make some. I'm making T-bones tonight, got my when I go get my cows processed, I have a cut sheet, and they do all my cows the same way. Okay, and I do inch and a half on my steaks. I like it. They're gonna be good. Put it that way. I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll do a video. They're already sitting out and seasoned, but maybe I'll talk some trash while I show, or I'll just show it to you in the next video. I'll put a picture up. You guys got any more questions for me? Let me know. And if not, I also had another uh, question, and I was actually going to make him a video, and uh, and then I made the video. Y'all gonna laugh at this, okay? I hope he laugh at it too, because I told him I was gonna do it, and then I didn't put the video up, okay? But the reason I didn't put the video up is because I had my GoPro on the dashboard, and where I'm driving, the GoPro's right here. All I got to do is push the button, and then the little red light starts flashing, and then it starts recording, right? So, that way I don't have, I don't have to do like I'm driving. I have to go, while I'm driving and shit. I'm driving. I just push the button, and that's it. Okay. Well, I'm answering his question as I'm riding, and so you guys gonna look at the scenery while I'm answering his question. And once I got done, I realized, yeah, the little cover that I put over the lens is still on. So I really didn't. You just be looking at black the whole time. It's just nothing, just me rambling at a dark screen. So that didn't work out real well. And I was hoping that I could find it on here. Well, I think I may have found it. Oh yes, and you guys, before we go, still I got 16 folks in here. Maybe you guys can help, okay? And Al, okay, this is the guy whose question I was answering. He says, "Hi, 50 plus journey." He says, "Hi, I'm 40 plus journey." He says, uh, "I've been doing some research about rail. That's another trucking company, and they do. I know I've seen this drive-in refrigerated flatbed. Um, but anyways, he said they have paid training, and I would like to know if you can elaborate on it. And I really can't, because I don't know much about about their program over there. He says that you'd have to sign a contract to drive 120,000 miles uh, for rail. Uh, what's your take on this type of incentive from companies used to get students? Well, in a nutshell, I mean, while I was driving, I gave this long diatribe, right? Because I'm driving, and y'all know I can run my mouth, right? But the bottom line is, um, 120,000 miles is it's going to take you, if you're doing drive-in or refrigerated, and you did OTR, it's going to take you about 13 months, maybe 14 months to do. On average, there's going to be some drivers that's going to do more than that. Um, but there's going to be some that's going to do less. You know, my truck has 115,000 miles on it. It had 25,000 miles on it when I got it. I will put 100,000 miles on that truck that I with Melton in my first year, and that's flatbed freight. So that means, um, and most of that was regional driving. Okay, so that means I'm driving somewhere and pick up fresh load the next day. Okay, so that being said, um, all companies have incentives for their drivers, new drivers, that they pay for the CDL through their CDL school of about the same thing. Okay, they want you to drive for them for about a year, and that is a common thing. You know, nobody's going to just give you, and I'm sure you're not asking for that to happen. That somebody just give you a CDL and don't, they basically don't get anything out of it. They just give you a CDL, thank you, Merry Christmas, like they your mama. No, that's not what. And I know that's not what you're asking, but they're going to get something out of it too, and that is, you're basically working off the monies that you paid for what they paid to get you your CDL. Okay. So if you were to, let's say you went to a community college and you went through the community college program, and now you have a student loan debt, and you went to Melton, they're going to get $10,000 for up to $10,000 for your student loan debt, and I guarantee you they just not going to stroke a check, pay off your school, and then the next week after that you quit and leave. Guaranteed that it's probably paid out at over a certain period of time. I'm not sure how it's paid out, but I know you ain't gonna go work there. A month in, they write you a check for $10,000 to get to the student loan people. They might pay, you know, $250 a week for, that year, and help you to, and then you send that money to the student loan people. I don't know how that works. I don't know how it works, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing because you're gonna still drive, that 120,000 miles in that year. Same thing at when I was with Swift. That's where I got my CDL through, and they had a tuition reimbursement style of um, hiring bonus thing. The bottom line is, I paid $375 for my CDL. That's it, because I went to their school, and they charged me so much money for their school, room and board, and all that good stuff, and I got a sign-on bonus, and a sign-on bonus was paid out over a specific amount of time. And although they was taking that money out of my check, when it was bonus time, and I got my hiring bonus, it was equal to the amount that they was taking out of my paycheck for school, and so they paid it back that way. And I've had to stay for a full year for all that money to come back to me, and I was like 2 days shy of a year, and because I was 2 days shy, that last pay didn't come out, so I had to write that check for that $375. That's it. That's it. But it's the same premise of what you were saying. Okay, and rail, I haven't heard anything bad, man. I think I think they'd be all right. Have you seen the Tesla semi? I hadn't, and no, I hadn't. I hadn't seen it live. I've only seen it on TV. And you know, uh, uh, you know, I don't. I believe that that type of technology is is obviously there because it's there. You see it. The little Tesla thing, but that truck is like, I don't know, like $500,000 or some shit, $1 million for that goddamn thing. I mean, and it can't go everywhere freight needs to go because the roads and the infrastructure won't support that. And someday it will. I'm pretty sure the worms will be eating my ass by then. It ain't gonna be any time, before I'm 250 years old. It's got to go too many places. You know what I mean? There's areas that can't support that infrastructure, like in rural areas. There's a long ass stretch through New Mexico where there ain't nothing out there. Even the cows is trying to thumb a ride and get the hell out there. I mean, there ain't shit. It's just nothing. Where's the infrastructure that's gonna put the roads in that'll help that Tesla truck drive down that damn road, going up through California, going to California out of Texas? No, it ain't gonna make it through Texas. It's gonna be 500 cowboys looking at that truck down the road with nobody in it and shooting. They start shooting at it. A ghost truck. He ain't gonna make it. That thing is crazy as hell. Yeah, it is. But think about Tesla trucks, like Tesla cars. Okay, um, there's only a small amount of people that are interested in Tesla cars, and if it was that catchy and that good, it was so far superior than anything else. Enough more people would have caught on than now. You know what I mean? And plus, who gonna pay that money for that? No, they gonna pay that money for that thing. That cray cray. That cray cray. You guys, let me know if you got any more questions for me. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to. I'm trying to find some more of y'all's questions that I was uh, intending on answering. But Al, I hope you understand what I screwed you on your video, man. I was driving down the street with the lens on my GoPro, and I had that thing for about, I don't know, maybe 3 years. That little GoPro, not three, but maybe 2 years, something like that. Well, it doesn't matter. All that time, I never had that little lens cover on there. What I did was I purchased a new you know mount for the GoPro. The little one of the little ears at the bottom broke off, so I bought this mount, and it came with this little cover thing. I said, "Ah, that's pretty good. It's a little felt looking thing, and maybe it'll help me protect my lens." So I put it on, and then did take this image off when I made the video. Yes, I did that. I did. Yes, sir. Uh, yeah. DJ Throde, listen. I actually, and here I go again. I messed up again, guys. The my show phone, it was in my truck. I left it in my truck. So what I was actually going to do was a live during the week. So I took my show phone with me. Then I left it in the truck. So I couldn't do the live with the folks on it that I want to make some phone calls, right? And there's a guy from TMC that I met, good dude, and I wanted him to talk to you guys about the um, the way they get paid. 'Cause they get paid percent of the line haul, and they pick up and just where everywhere I go to pick up, I see a TMC truck. So um, not that I'm interested in going to TMC, but you guys may be interested in knowing the difference between how I'm getting paid cent per mile and how he gets paid. So and he's a veteran, and there's this CDL school that veterans go to. They got to pay, and I damn sure wanted to let y'all know that, and give you the hookup. I'm not a veteran. I never went to the military, but a lot of you guys have, and a lot of you guys want to come out here, get some free shit. Hell, get it. It's free. you know. So at least it's free to you. I mean, why not? And so I was going to get the information from him, and I will. I'm gonna make sure during that Thanksgiving time. Maybe I'll look it up. He's got a lot of interesting stuff too to talk about. I mean, not the TMC guy, but there's another guy, Wolf Rider. Wolf Rider is a Melton guy. He's got some interesting stuff to talk about, and then he's another one that I was going to do it a talk live with him, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm also gonna get DJ Throde. I want you to email me, okay? Email me 50 plus trucker talk at gmail. Y'all can email me. I'm cool. I respond to your emails, okay? 50 plus trucker talk at gmail.com. And 550, the numbers, plus, spell it out, PLUS. 50 plus trucker talk at gmail.com. And I do get back to you guys, okay? Um, just make sure your email. I got a block on my email, so just don't talk. Don't send anything crazy, and I'll get it. Okay. Otherwise, it's like send you to a folder that I never even checked. So, but DJ Throw, send that to me because that way we can chat. Okay. Um, oh, put it in the chat. Well, damn. I'm sitting here typing and I didn't even put the cursor on. Y'all know I'm hungry, man. Okay. Oh, that looks good. Bam! Look at that. There you go. There you go. Look at that. So now y'all have it. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna pin that message. So now the message is at the top. It ain't going away. Okay. So if you guys want to hit me up, you can hit me up on there. If you are working, I'm gonna put this out here. I'm gonna put this out right now. And then I also, when I was doing my weekly videos, I put it out there. If you guys work for another company and uh, uh, dudes, listen, I understand when you got some problems, and I understand. You may not like the place. I get, it. But and there are some downs in this bad companies. I get it. I get it. But I really, really try to be positive, okay? And I think we all know that there's bad shit out there. Okay? We all know that. I believe we all adults enough to understand there's some bad shit out there. But rather than focusing on what's bad, I want to focus on what's good and what's positive, and I want to go the positive way, the good way. And if I do that, then I should, by default, avoid the bad shit, right? So now, if you guys are good with your company and you've been there for a while, you got some good information, and you think it's some information that the other UBS can use, hit me up because I can add you to my list of people to call, and then we're gonna talk live on on one of these live broadcasts. I'll let you phone in. I got all this goddamn equipment in here. I'll get my son over here, and we'll do a live, and so he'll engineer it so we can um, so you can talk, man, and then the folks in the chat, they can okay, you email me, thanks. Um, um, get some information out there, and then if they got questions, they can ask you direct. I have no idea who that's. Somebody's bugging me. Anyways, but that's what I would like to do. I really would like to just start trying to get some information up there for you guys. You know, not everybody's gonna come drive for Melton. Not everybody gonna go drive for Swift or you know whoever. Everybody's got their own goals. But if you're in a tanker company, if you're an owner operator and you're a positive guy, positive gal, and you're an owner operator, and you've been doing this for a long, long time, I want to talk to you because you may have some damn good advice to give us rookie drivers. But I want a positive guy, man. You get these million milers, man. They just, oh my God, they so negative. And that's why you don't want to listen to them. They can't just walk up to you and say, you know, um, when I got started 40, 30, 20 years ago or whatever, the industry was totally different than it is right now. I had opportunities then that you don't have today. The way I got into it, I went riding around with my daddy and with my cousin and all this kind of shit or whatever, and they taught me how to drive. And then we went down to the DMV and got my license, and I went right to work with my daddy's company. But today, those options aren't always there, and most people go through mega carriers. If I hear a million mile talking like that, that's the one I want to talk to. Not the one that mega carriers are horrible for the big. They suck and blah 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 blah. I don't hear that shit. I don't hear that shit. You know, it's a place in this world for everything. So. Uh, anyways, let me see. I'm starting. My head starting to swim. I'm hungry, man. I got some steaks down there waiting on me. So we're gonna be out here in a minute. Um, DJ Throde, I'm going to respond to your email a little bit later on tonight, and make sure that I got it. Okay. You know what? Let me just hold on for a minute. I'm just going to make sure. Got it. I see it. I see it. You have your phone number on there. I see it. Okay, so I'm gonna get back with you. Okay. Um, anybody anybody got it? Oh, say how many days you get off at Melton? Is it like Swift? Yeah, it is. But I did have a new hire that told me that you get to accumulate your off days with Melton. That is not the case at Swift. Okay, not that they just changed it. Okay, but you're out for every week you're out, you get a day. It's basically like six days out, and then you get a day off. 6 days out, you get a day off. Like 12 days, 2 days, like that. Okay, um, I'm regional, so I'm home every weekend, and so a little bit different for me. But that's how it works, and they don't be tripping, man. You know, uh, I did have a few problems with Swift getting home. Uh, they would get me. I live in Houston, man. There's a terminal here in Houston, but they would get me to Lancaster, and then Lancaster said, "Well, we ain't got nothing to get you to Houston, man." Man, I ended up taking a car from Houston to Lancaster, leaving it at the terminal in Lancaster because I knew that's what they was going to do. They was going to send me there, and then I would just leave my truck and trailer there, get in my personal car, and drive from Lancaster to Houston. You know, and it was kind of a little tough. But then Melton, when you put in your home time, you going home, and at least that's what I've experienced. So, um, you know, they did point you in a direction of home when I was with Swift, but it's a bigger company, man, and you know it was a little bit more difficult for your DM to get to the load planners and all that kind of stuff. It's just a little bit different situation, but it would eventually get you there. Melton get you there. So I've been really happy, man, and I was happy over there too at Swift. I just it was time for a change. They wanted to get booty and stuff. I didn't want to do that. Yeah, Swift is doing that. They keep you on the East Coast. Man, they did me like that too. They keep you on the East Coast away from home. That's exactly what they did to me. Uh, and they don't have a load back home. And I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you. I know you work for them, bro. But I'm gonna tell you this: that is a industry standard. Man, I left when I y'all remember way back when I way back. It's like it's been a long, long, long time, right? But when I first started Swift, um, I went to Lancaster from I went to school in Corsicana, Texas. Then I went to Lancaster for my orientation. And from orientation, I got on a mentor's truck. Mentor got done with him. He dropped me back in Lancaster, got in my car, and drove home. When I got home, I took, I think it like 3 or 4 days off at home. And then they sent me to Edwardsville to get my new truck. I flew there. I didn't even take the bus ticket. I flew. So I got there, got the truck, and got. I left there, went east. I went up to. I spent all that winter, because remember I went in October. I got off my mentor's truck, and I went. I started school in October, and I got off my mentor's truck either right before or right after Christmas, and from there I went straight to the Northeast. That's where they had my ass, to the Northeast. I stayed in the Northeast all the way until I got on that Costco dedicated. I would more for home time. When I finally get to the house, take my home time. Then I know I'm back on board. I'm ready to go. Send my ass right back to Northeast. I didn't see nothing west until I went to dedicated, Costco dedicated. That's so I know what you're saying is right, man. And oh, that's how they roll, man. And I was kind of twisted with it when I first got started. How the hell they gonna send a dude from Texas, from Houston, Texas, as a matter of fact, and then go send him to the Northeast when he's first getting solo Northeast and snow shit was when I went in there. It was 18 when 2018 when Michigan had that just devastating snowstorm that came through. That snow was taller than me. They had snow like that in like 100 years or some shit like that. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I had to drive in this shit. I ain't even seen snow before in my life. I mean, that used to take a bit of snowman. It was his ass was this tall. That's right. My kid built a snowman. I think it was that tall. It was somebody still in my freezer. He's in my deep freezer right now. And this shit motherfucker been in there for about 3 years, 4 years, something like that. Every year they get to put another little ball on there top of this something. It melted. Y'all know it. One day, the goddamn refrigerator, the freezer, I looked at the bag was just, like shaved ice and shit. Frosty's ass was gone. But you know what I'm saying? We see snow like, wow. But they sent my ass up there. And man. So I know what you're talking about, man. You're right. You're 100% correct. My first load at Costco was Phoenix to Henderson, Nevada. And that was probably one of the heaviest loads I ever took. Every one of them. Every one of Costco's loads is heavy. But, I don't know if any of y'all have ever worked with Costco dedicated, or you go from like their depot to their DC to a store. Those are some of the nicest people I've had to work with. Costco people are pretty cool, man. They really are, and the shit is on. And when you bump that dock, when you set up, go inside. They tell you what dock they want. They want you to get in at the store and open them doors, slide them tanners, bump that dock. Going on inside, you're gonna be out of there in less than an hour. You're gonna be out of there. Dude. Now, if your ass is owner operator, you like coming to drop off some shit. What? Oh my God. Costco has a parking lot adjacent to the the entrance to Costco is a big ass goddamn parking lot for your ass to go over there and park. That's not for overnight sleeping because you have to go through the guard shack first, and then they're gonna give you your info, and then you can go over there and park. You'd be you and about 20 other goddamn trucks all parked in a circle singing Kumbaya with a campfire and shit. You gonna be there for a minute. Not if you dedicated. You just bumped the bitch and move on. What? Oh, Pablo, I don't know if everybody can see your comment because I'm reading, dude. You got that word in there, but it's funny. Okay, you right. I ain't gonna. It's asking me to show or hide. Okay, I don't have a problem with your deal, but I can't push. Now I'm stuttering. I can't push show because if I do, it's gonna say that word is now cool on my chat, and then somebody else going to misuse it. So I can't show it. But Pablo, uh, uh, I get it. You're right. Man, both fit enjoy. Shake and post. Oh, shake a steak. I will. I will. I'm gonna put that. In my next video. I'm gonna show a picture of that steak I'm cooking right now. Uh, all right, guys. Hey, it's time for me to go get my steak cooking. Okay. I really enjoyed, running my mouth with you guys. I'm glad y'all hung around here and spent a little time with old 50. And my email is in there. I pinned it to the top. A couple of people that I want you guys to check out. Wolf Rider. I'm gonna put his information. I'm gonna put it in my description for sure. I want y'all to go check out Wolf Rider. He's also a Melton driver, good guy, and follow, like, subscribe, follow his page. The $1 Million Man. He rolls with Prime, and good dude too. Good information. And if you may be thinking about pulling that van or you want to refrigerate it and go over there to Prime so you can do some lease stuff and talk to him and Lyle, old hippie trucking transportation. Y'all don't know where he is, I put it down there as well. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys. I will, brother. Pablo. I'm gonna try to enjoy the rest of my Sunday, and you guys do as well. Until I see you again, Ubiest of the Tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you, and I'm 50 plus. And until I see you again, deliver undistracted. And here's your boop. Boop.